Hi there, Janine here. Welcome to another episode of Unleashing Brilliance. Today I want to talk to you about why the network of you is critical for your success and how what I see so many people doing is sitting in the waiting room of now versus networking for their future selves. And I want to talk to you about how do you network for your future self. Now, back in April 2020, I found myself literally in the fetal position, in the shower, crying my eyes out, wondering what on earth I was going to do. And like so many people, so many business owners, so many individuals, I was facing the reality of the impact of COVID. In our business, the majority of our revenue at the time was coming from in-person events, was coming from speaking, was coming from working with people actually in person. And pretty much overnight, we lost around 80% of our revenue as things were being cancelled left, right, and centre. I'd also come back that January of that year. I'd been in the US speaking at an event which was intentionally put in place to essentially launch our business in the US. So I had this amazing opportunity to travel out to San Francisco and speak at an event with the likes of Simon Sinek and essentially launch my brand in the US. And as a result of that, we had probably about 5 amazing clients that were prepared to book me in for that year. But overnight, it all disappeared because of COVID. The other piece too was that I'd spent the previous 6 to 9 months researching, studying. I'd taken myself off to Harvard, literally pulling together case studies and data, doing a lot of thinking for my latest book, Be Brilliant. I'd also, in that time, spent 3 months sat on my butt, writing 65,000 word manuscript to hit a publisher's deadline. That's for any of you that have written books know that, that often means that you're saying no to social functions, doing stuff with the kids, doing the fun things because you're on this deadline of writing and your bum is quite literally glued to the seat as you're plowing out those words. And what became apparent for me in April of 2020 was this feeling of, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I'd lost 80% of the revenue. The US opportunity had pretty much shut down overnight. And on top of that, the book launch that was due to happen a couple of months later was all at risk. Our entire next couple of years had been built on a marketing plan that involved distribution, airport retailing and advertising, international publication, international distribution, roadshows, etc., 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 etc. And suddenly, overnight, that entire marketing campaign had been thrown up in the air because there was no distribution, airports shut, nobody was buying books, there were no events from which to sell, there was no mass volume activity happening, and quite frankly, who in April 2020 wanted to buy a book about Be Brilliant, unleashing your brilliance? Nobody felt like being brilliant at all, did they? This realization hit of, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And I phoned up a really good friend of mine, an amazing peer and colleague, a guy called Shane Hatton. He's written numerous books himself. And I literally said, Shane, what am I going to do? And he, on the phone call, said to me, Janine, you need to use your own IP. I went, what are you talking about, Shane? He went, Janine, it's who you know. You've got to use your own IP. Now, for those of you that may not know, my second book, my second best-selling book, is It's Who You Know, how to leverage and use and build a network of 12 key people to build your success, to achieve success. And he turned around to me on this phone call and went, Janine, you need to use your own IP. My next question, which I hear so many times from my own clients, is why would anyone want to help me? To which Shane said, Janine, you've helped so many people over these last few years, you'll be surprised. Anyway, it was a wake-up call that I needed because what I did is, and you can probably find it on the interwebs somewhere, I recorded a quick video that literally asked people to help me. I shared the challenge that I was facing, the fact that I'd written this book, the fact that I had no distribution, the fact that I had a publishing contract of minimum quantities to sell, the fact that I knew the first 90 days were critical for this book. And I recorded this video asking for help. and I loaded it up to LinkedIn. And I can still remember like nervously pressing the button to go, and literally quickly shut down the laptop because oh my God, I can't possibly see what happens on the back of this. I came back a few hours later and there were comments after comments after comments of I'll help. People I knew, friends of people I knew, people I didn't know. And I went, okay, what am I going to do with this collective energy? And so way before Zoom became such a normal part of life, I set up a Zoom meeting and put this date out to the universe, said, here's the link, and literally said, if you're interested in helping me, jump online. The day of the Zoom meeting came, and all I can say is I was blown away of page after page after page of people coming to help me launch Be Brilliant. People from all over the world. We had South Africa, we had Europe, New Zealand, Tasmania, Australia, we had Canada, we had America, we had people from all over the world, all walks of life, jump online onto this Zoom call saying, I'll help you. And I literally asked them, I literally said, here's my challenge. There is zero distribution. There is zero opportunity to do any mass marketing. All I can rely on are individual sales and the marketing that I can do through the internet. On the day of launch, within 2 weeks of launch, Be Brilliant hit number 2 in Australia. So we reached number 2 status in terms of sales in Australia, and we reached number 6 globally, beating Brené Brown. And I can honestly say that would not have been possible without the collective energy of that cheer squad that we pulled together through that single video asking for help. People came together from across the world. They shared on their podcast. They shared posts. They did photos around the book. And together, we achieved that status of number 2 in Australia and number 6 globally. And this to me is a living, breathing example of the power of connection and the power of network. When you are so clear on what it is that you are trying to achieve, when you are so clear on what you're good at and the help that you need, and when you engage other people and ask them to help you, incredible things happen. These people become your marketing machine. They become your board of advisors, and they become your intelligence bank. And when we connect in the right way, like that, incredible, remarkable things happen. I want you to imagine what possibility you could unlock in your own businesses if you had the equivalent of that cheer squad working for you. If you had an amazing group of people around you that were committed to helping you achieve your goals, achieve your dreams, achieve anything that you want personally and professionally, and they want to do it because they care about you. This, to me, is the power of network, and it's the power of connecting in the right way. And this is the networking that I talk about in my book, It's Who You Know, It's IP, that I live and breathe every single day, where essentially what I talk about is not the transactional networking that so many of us have been fed through the first, years of our corporate, our working existence. This is not about learning the 7 easy steps to networking. This is not about a 30-second elevator pitch. And it's certainly not about connect, and see how many people that you can possibly have in your world. That networking is what I call transactional networking. And we need that, right? We absolutely need that. But it's not networking. It's business development. It's lead generation. It's essentially finding a pool of people that are going to help you drive your business success, open up opportunities for your business. Or for those of you that might be listening that are currently working in corporate, those networking events are purely to support the growth of the organization you're working in. And we need that. The piece that is missing is that cheer squad piece that I experienced firsthand with the launch of Be Brilliant. And it's what I write about in It's Who You Know. This network is transformational. This network that I'm talking about, so many of us are missing. I've spoken about this to thousands of people around the world since the launch of It's Who You Know. And I cannot even begin to tell you how many people, after hearing this, go, oh my gosh, I don't have that network. Everyone has some form of transactional network, but this network that I'm talking about is a network that will stretch you further than you can ever go yourself. It's a network that keeps your feet well and truly on the ground in the present moment versus chasing shiny stuff or suddenly getting taken off course. It's the network that holds you accountable and that will share with you everything that they know because they want you to succeed. It absolutely is an intentional network. It's absolutely about mutual value exchange. And it absolutely is the very thing that will create the ripple of change that you want for yourself and also for the people around you. And this network of you starts with 4 key people. Now, you can read more about this in It's Who You Know, but I just want to, for the purposes of this podcast, just give you these 4 key people that I believe that you need to have in your world. Now, you can't build a network. Before I go into these, you cannot build a network without understanding what it is that you want to achieve. And the first thing I do when I'm working with people is really get them to map out what does future you look like. Now, I'm not talking about 10 years time. I'm not talking about the big why or the purpose. What I actually encourage my clients to do, and I'm encouraging you to do, is go think about what it is that you want to achieve over the next 12 months or over the next 6 months, if 12 months is too long. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to achieve in your business or in your career? What do you want to achieve financially? What do you want to achieve in terms of those relationships that matter to you, that feed your soul? And what do you want to achieve just for you? So from a business point of view, it could be that you've got, major projects you want to do. You might want to write a book. You might want to launch a speaking career. You might want to update your internal systems. You might want to go for a promotion. You might want to launch a new business. Who knows? From a financial perspective, it could be that this next 12 months is about paying down debt or increasing your wealth or upping your rates or getting a promotion and getting paid more. Or it could be investments. Like, own what it is that you want to do over the next 12 months financially. And then when we talk about those relationship pieces, it's the stuff that fuels your soul, the things that make life worth living. And I often find that this is people related, the people that you want around you that make you feel good. What are some of those goals? So it could be holidays with your family. It could be visiting overseas, long lost friends. It could be dinner dates with girlfriends. It could be dates with your loved one. It could be a time off with your kids. It could be walking along the beach once a week with your friend. Whatever it is, what are those things that fuel your soul? And then, as I said, the final one is, what about just for you? What is on your life list? What is the one thing that you want to do, or the 2 things in the next 12 months that are just for you? Take a moment to think about that. And as you consider what it is that you're trying to achieve over the next 12 months, my question to you is, who's going to help you get that? Who's going to help you achieve that? If you had to list the people down, if you had to write a list of 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 people that are going to help you achieve those goals, who are they? Do you actually have them in your world? Are they diverse? Are they from different industries? Are they friends? Have you met them all in the same place? Do you all work for the same business? Have a think about who's going to help you. And here's the thing. I find that this is the moment that most people feel a little bit disconnected, that they don't have that marketing machine, that inner circle of board of advisors or that intelligence bank that's going to help them achieve those goals. Here's the people you actually do need. So I want you to think about that you've got that goal, that 12-month plan in the middle of your hands. And I want you to imagine that you're smack bang in the middle of the network of you. The 4 key people that we need are people that are going to stretch us further than we can ever go ourselves. They're people that are going to keep us in the moment, stable, and in the present. And they're people that are going to push us away from our current and pull us towards our future. The first person you need is what I call a promoter. And the promoter is all about helping you become more. I want you to think about Who could that be for you? By the way, these can't be mums, dads, husbands, wives, lovers, partners. These people that I'm talking about have to be people that are going to help you professionally or help you for you, not a significant other. So 0 significant other. And also, I'm talking about one per description that I'm talking about. So one person can't take all these roles. They need to have one of these 4 roles. You need one of these. So you need at least one promoter. And that promoter is a person that is all about helping you become more. They understand that vision that you have for yourself, of what it is that you want to achieve next, of what it is that you want to become over the next 12 months. And they are your walking billboard. They're cheerleading you on. They are your marketing machine. They're helping you explore the different ways to get to where it is that you want to go. And they're firing up your belly. They're inspiring you to go off and do that. They're talking about you all the time because they believe in you. Do you have that promoter? If you have, write them down right now. And if not, it's a gap. The second person that you need in your world is what I call a pit crew. And the pit crew are people that really want you to care more. They don't care about how much money you're earning or where you live or the holidays you go on or the car you drive. They don't care about any of that stuff. They care about you. They understand that you are running a marathon and not a sprint, and that it's important that you get balance right in your world. They keep you in the moment. They make sure you stay present and that you look after the mind, the body, and the spirit. They open up connections for you, and they really care for you unconditionally. Once again, this can't be a significant other. It has to be someone outside of any of those types of relationship. These people really check in on how are you? How are you really? How are you really, really, really doing? Do you have that pit crew in your world right now? If you do, I want you to write them down, and if not, it's a gap. The third group of people that you need are what I call teachers. And these are the people that are absolutely committed to you knowing more. They understand that you are absolutely awesome at what you do. They can see your skill and your talent, and they also know that what you know is your competitive advantage. And so what the teachers do is they develop your thinking. They get you to think outside the box. They understand that diversity of opinion and difference of opinion is the very thing that's going to shape your competitive advantage. They're not yes people. They're challenging you. They're often further ahead from a business point of view or a career point of view. And they really are the font of knowledge. They're at the top of their game. And these people fundamentally help you know more. You're supposed to feel a little bit uncomfortable in that you're being challenged on your unconscious bias, on the way that you're thinking, on your assumptions. And they're forcing you to get up onto that proverbial balcony and think outside the box. And we need this right now, because we are living in challenging times, and our ability to connect dots differently, to think differently, to see around the corners is the very thing that we need to be able to navigate into the future. So do you have a teacher in your world? And the final person that you need are what I call butt kickers. These are the people that are all about, and they're committed to you doing more. They are your truth sayer. They call you on BS. They don't accept excuses. And they are essentially committed to you doing the very thing that you've said you're going to do. This is the sort of person that goes, oh, you talked about wanting to double your prices. Why haven't you? You keep talking about the same thing. Why haven't you done it? Like, they're calling you on your BS. So this network of you that will guarantee your success starts with 4 key people. The promoter, that's all about you becoming more. Do you have one? Yes or no? The pit crew, that's all about you caring more. Do you have one? Yes or no? The teacher, that's all about you knowing more. Do you have one? Yes or no? And that butt kicker, that's all about you doing more. Do you have one? Yes or no? I'd love you to get curious about who is missing in your world. And if you'd love to find out more, grab yourselves a copy of It's Who You Know. It's available at all online retailers. There's a whole heap of content here on my YouTube channel. Or alternatively, reach out, because this is something that I am so passionate about. Your network becomes your game changer. It is your asset, and it's the very thing that will secure your future if you learn to network in the right way. So before you go back to your day jobs, grab out a piece of paper, open up the notes section on your phone, and make sure you capture whatever it is that you've loved today or action that you need to take, and think about who these people could be and how you can nurture a relationship with them. Take care, and I'll see you next week.